the first episode of Retro Warriors, and with me is everyone's favorite people. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, you two.
Hello, everybody. Your favorite crossover fanatic here, and yeah, first episode of Retro Warriors.
And this
Well,
is and this is Hazard, basically known as sarcastic, mischievous bastard, or many other things apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the other half of the chaotic duo for these two, because. And today we're going to talk about, well, for our first episode of Retro Warriors, where we talk about, shows and stuff, and reference cartoons where we dig up from the past, sort of like digging up a time capsule.
Yep.
And today's episode, we're going to talk about.
Nice.
Megas XLR.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Ooh, so Megas XLR. So just so you guys know what we did for all of y'all, we watch all seasons and all the episodes for this stuff, so we can basically refresh our memory and know what we talk about. Ain't that right, you two?
Yep.
Pretty much.
So, before I continue on, Hazard, why don't you give us a little description on what this show's about, or what it is exactly?
Basically, Megas XLR is a cartoon. Like, it may look like it's anime based, but you'd only be partially right about that, by the way. It's basically a cartoon that's very heavily anime influenced, with a lot of anime references. You'll see if you ever watch the series.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically starts with a battle of roughly 1,000 or so years in the future, where basically Earth is getting fucked over. And of course, as an accident happens, I won't say what happens exactly. Hello, watch it for yourselves, in my opinion.
Spoilers.
But basically, giant robot gets sent back in the past due to a said accident, and it's found by basically the local moron in Jersey known as Coop.
Huh?
Is it, now tell us, is that his nickname, or is there a full name for him?
Well, Coop is the name he goes by, but his full name is, and I kid you not, Harold Kuplowski.
What a name.
Yep, and he's basically he is basically also seen with his best friend Jamie, who, I'm gonna be honest, he's a fucking horn dog.
Yeah, we can all agree that after me, Crossy, and Jamie, I call.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, sorry. I am so sorry.
I should yeet you into hell for that one.
I apologize.
Yeet him to Zarbon Void.
I really apologize. Anyway.
Next time I'm throwing you into the Zarbon Void, fucker.
Okay. So, yes, Jamie is quite the horn dog, but we can all confirm on that, as me, Hazard, and Crossy here have been watching this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll take over from where Hazard said. Basically, with his friend Jamie, basically they found this giant robot, and it is known as Megas. Coop has rebuilt it from a junkyard that he bought for $2. Though today
Yes,
we
this
still don't
actually
know if
happened.
he paid for it. But he somehow, some kind of mechanic Jersey man, rebuilt a giant mech and has a car for a head. Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
And Crossy, do you want to explain, or shall I keep going?
You should keep going. I'm kind of like that.
Okay. So basically, later on, this woman from the future who comes to retrieve Megas is known as Kiva. She's basically trying to get back Megas because her future and world is in a big war against the alien race, and without Megas, they are basically doomed without it. So, anything you want to add for that info, Hazard?
Basically, she's from the alternate future where the accident happens that sends the robot, basically known as Megas, back in time. Apparently a good 1,000 or so years. Because Coop eventually finds it in the junkyard, as Justin was so kind to mention. And he spent a good several months to possibly a year basically restoring it. Because apparently it was a wreck when he got it. And again, thanks to the guy who owns the junkyard, he got it for literally $2. Which I'm still questioning if you ever paid the actual $2, but I digress.
Yep.
And you may be wondering, How is a mech $2? Here's the thing. The mech was under so much garbage, he literally said, and I quote, and Crossy, feel free to edit in this clip from the episode. He said, and I quote, where he basically says, anything in that pile is just $2. And he pulled out some kind of like muffler or something, and then later the mountain of garbage just slides down, and there was a mech, and he just says, $2, huh? I'll take it. And Coop and Goat was just like, oh man. So he basically lost a fortune for $2.
Yeah.
So, and what's funny, and why Hazard says he doesn't know if he's paid the $2, because in that same episode, well, I guess I could say this for episode 1. The Glorf came in because he accidentally set off an alarm where the Glorf, an evil alien race who wanted the prototype Megas back, and apparently when he was fighting, he saw the flying robot and he screamed, "Where is my $2?"
Yeah,
so we don't even know if he paid him or not.
Yeah, we're still questioning that to this day.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess without further ado, let's talk about the characters or some of the show, alright?
Alright.
Okay.
Alright, who wants to start off with this one?
I guess we'll talk about, let's see. Talk about Coop first?
Alright. Yeah, let's talk about Coop. Coop is your local Jersey man. He's as you can tell from his body size, he's a big boy. He's a big hefty. He's known for a lot of things. He's a Jersey boy. He seems to be a junkie expert. He knows his way around vehicles, and he likes to eat food and play video games.
A lot.
Yeah.
And gets in the eating contest. See for yourself.
Yeah, if you see him in an eating contest or see how he spends his Thanksgiving, you'd be surprised.
Fucking scumbags!
You might not want to eat anything for a good while.
Yeah.
Just nah. Just be warned, it just gets gross in our opinions. Even though it's a fucking cartoon, we find it disgusting how much a human can eat.
The worst part is it's somewhat, if you think about how realistic it can get, I've actually seen some people eat like that.
Oh, I know, and I know there's contests like that. It's just like, Jesus, how do people eat like that?
How do they live with themselves? But that's just me.
But anyway, let's continue with Coop. He's funny, I'll admit. He has his moments of stupidity, but it's not always his faults, though. He doesn't seem to think. Seems more like a action speaks louder than words type of guy, if you know what I'm saying.
Let's just say Coop's luck, good or bad, is about as random as Crossy here.
Hey, why me?
You're the one who loves being random.
And you're the most random person we know.
I'm just chaotic as fuck and mischievous.
Just like Jamie is if he had the robot.
Fuck that noise.
But either way, Coop is just like, he's either an unlucky bastard or a very lucky bastard given the situation at hand.
True.
And what we mean by unlucky is there are some times where he fucks up in the situation he's at, or when he adds something to Megas, it somehow backfires on him. And what we say when he's got good luck is he's just got the most luckiest bullshit that we could ever think of. Is just like, how the fuck did he pull this shit out? His ass for that one. You know what I mean?
Yep, and you'll notice if you look at his dashboard every episode, it's never the same.
Though, the funny thing is, speaking of his dashboard, if you look around his dashboard and when you see here, pics of it or clips of here and there, or when you watch the videos for yourself, you'll see a lot of fourth wall breaking shit in there that even made Hazard scream.
And I've seen a lot. And even I was severely triggered.
That made Deadpool saying, to be honest, how it's like it was even subtle, to be honest with it.
Mega subtle? When was this?
I don't know, but let's talk about Kiva next. Crossy, do you have any? Unless you want to add any input on Coop. If not, you can always put your inputs on Kiva.
He's sort of like a Justin 2.0 if he were. Yeah.
Wait, who, me?
Yeah! Well, you play video games all the time. You stream a lot.
Yeah, but I'm not that fucking fat.
I didn't. I didn't say you were. I didn't say you were fat. Okay.
You're thinking it.
But I didn't say it.
Don't be, ladies and gentlemen, please don't be surprised if this is the only episode of Retro Warriors you see here.
I can't work like this. These headphones are useless. I can't hear a thing.
Don't worry, I'll bring out the chainsaw to stop him, Crossy.
Yeah, don't be surprised if I leave for some reason.
I'm sorry. But that's all.
I'm insulted. Anyway, is there any input you want to put on Coop before we go on to Kiva? Heather.
Coop is full of absolute bullshit.
That he is, but he's got the luckiest type of bullshit we ever seen in the video.
He's got the devil's luck, let's be honest.
He's got, if anything, he probably has more luck playing craps with Satan than Cuphead and Mugman. And that's saying something. I'm sure y'all can agree with me on that one. But anyway, let's go on to Kiva. Kiva, think of it like this. Kiva is sort of like a Goku type thing. Like, doesn't understand most of Earth's culture because she's more focused on training Coop to be the savior of the world because she can't pilot Megas. Only Coop can.
Now, anyway. She initially modified it for her own use, but then because Coop found it in the past, he restored it and basically rigged the whole thing so that only he can use it effectively.
Yeah, and he rigged that fucking machine with video game controllers, car parts, you name it. But there are but I will say, Kiva is a very skilled fighter given her sets.
She's a trained combatant, and let's be honest, going at her with her backstory, her past sucks.
If you want,
she literally grew up in the middle of war.
Yeah, well, damn it, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of animes or cartoons that starts off like that for most people.
Yeah, but Kiva, apparently she doesn't even know what Thanksgiving is.
That is true. I'm just surprised they're gonna do a Christmas special yet.
Yeah. Thanks,
I imagine they probably would have.
Thanks, Cartoon
eventually.
Network. Well,
Cartoon Network axed it.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say about Kiva Crossy?
She's sort of like a. She's sort of like a me of the group, like because when she's like because with all the technology stuff.
In other words, she's basically you. Like she's the one that keeps Coop and Jamie in line, the way you would keep us in line if we were apparently being hormonal.
Not just hormonal. All
right, let me give you an example. Hey, Justin, Kiva's new outfit.
Hang on, hang on. Let me think of it while Crossy edits in a clip.
Son of a bitch. That's it.
Point proven.
Hey! Cartoons or not, girls look sexy in the right outfits.
Well,
you're not wrong, but still.
Well, control your hormones. Damn it.
Hey, I have better control of my hormones than the Koi and the Bridge combined.
That's not as much of an accomplishment.
Well, to me it is. You know what? Speaking of hormones, let's move on to the third member of the group, Jamie. Oh, we should have probably said the voice actors who was voicing those two characters, but...
We will mention that, but if you want, I can bring it up again. Like, yeah, whatever.
I guess I'll just... Alright, let's talk about Coop's voice actor real quick. Go ahead, Hazard.
Okay, Coop's voice actor is David DeLuise. He basically did some work with Wizards of Waverly Place, which is a more recent work. He also did some stuff, like some work for... Let me see here. Vampires Suck. Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, Third Rock from the Sun. Some of y'all might remember these shows. I don't know. I mean, Shit.
We're trying our best here because when we give our information about characters and voice actors, we want to try to give the recent information that you guys might know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, he also did some work for Hawaii Five-0 back in 2014. Grey's Anatomy in 2012. There isn't a lot of more recent stuff past 2017, unfortunately.
And
he was on the old show Home Improvement, though, if anyone remembers that show at all.
I mean, if you were an 80s kid, you would understand. Or
yeah. Anyway, let's talk
80s
about
or
Kiva's
90s
voice.
kid, yeah.
Let's talk about Kiva's voice actor now.
Wendy Lee. She is most infamously known for her roles such as Yoruichi from Bleach. And I know there's a lot of people who know that particular character.
because she's waifu. Again with the hormones.
She also voiced in one of my favorite animes of all time, Outlaw Star, as Twilight Suzuka. She also voiced the infamous Faye Valentine in Cowboy Bebop, and I know there's a lot of people who know that one.
Because she's waifu.
If there isn't, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
She also voiced a few roles in Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
She also did some voice work for Sailor Moon apparently the renewed series.
Sailor Moon Crystal.
Princess Serenity or something?
Mm-hmm. She also did some voice work for Gundam and Hyperdimension Neptunia, if anyone knows those ones. She also did some voice work for Digimon as well.
TK.
And Haruhi Suzumiya.
Yeah, she was the young TK, I believe.
TK.
Alright, lastly, surprisingly, one of the weirdest characters in the show is voiced by one of the greatest actors of all time.
Stephen Bloom.
The man, the myth, the legend, Stephen fucking Bloom.
Pretty much.
We're not gonna even bother talking about what Stephen Bloom does.
All you need to know is he did a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if y'all don't know what he does, y'all are missing some shit.
Put it this way, okay, you know what? Seeing as this game is coming out in the next few months, Final Fantasy VII, he did some voice work for Vincent Valentine.
Hell, okay, we'll talk about another recent game, Mortal Kombat 11, or the Mortal Kombat series of MKX and 11. He voiced fucking Sub-Zero. There you go.
He also voiced, for any Digimon fans out there, Black War Greymon.
I love Black War Greymon. He's my favorite Digimon.
Oh my god.
Cowboy Bebop, Spike Spiegel. People, you should know these animes. Please.
If Lady Z was in the chat, she would be drooling over Spike Spiegel because that's her husbanda. Speaking of Lazy, we're gonna probably mention her again later on because
we have some references to go through, but we'll go through that in a second.
I might edit like Waterfall Sploosh. There you go. Insert Waterfall Sploosh.
Oh, right. And by the way, I found a picture of Kiva's outfit. Her new one.
Stop it! Okay, anyway, back to, but let's talk about how a great man like Stephen Bloom plays the horniest dog in the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about Jamie.
Yes.
Where do we even begin with Jamie?
He'll bang pretty much anything that basically looks female.
He would bang a female alien bounty hunter that was designed to kill Kiva. Or catch her or whatever.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Dude is Matt. I wouldn't be surprised if he became the bad guy of the series or sometime soon, because that man, when he first thought in the episode where he says to Coop where he could do stuff with this, he would go into Fort Knox, take all the money, do a gladiator style, have someone killed, and chase after women.
Pretty much. And basically, Jamie, let's be blunt. He's had his run-ins with a lot of females he's tried to get with. And it's always backfired somehow.
Somehow he gets lucky, somehow it backfires. Especially that
mainly thanks to Coop.
Yeah, especially with that one episode where he lied. But we'll get to that later. Is there anything you want to put on Jamie Crossy?
He's sort of...
Wait, you know what? I got one more input on Jamie. If Abridge the Manho and Coy the Slew had a gay child, that would be Jamie. There you go. That's all you need to know.
It's basically coin and bridge fused together.
That's a terrifying thought in its own right.
Mm.
Still with a micro penis in less than 20 seconds. Anywho. Anyway, I guess we could talk about now the sad part, why the show wasn't continued or aired. Hazard?
Yeah, basically, it was originally, there was a pilot episode called Lowbrow back in 2002 during their whole cartoon weekend Summerfest on Cartoon Network. I know this is redundant saying cartoon, but hey, blame Cartoon Network. Mm-hmm. Anywho, what happened was they were originally going to air the first episode back in December of 2003, but they delayed it for reasons unexplained, put it into May 2004, and they aired 2 seasons, which was 25 episodes, or 26 episodes, depending on who's counting. But they canceled it like in early 2005. So, like, they pretty much didn't bother making new episodes, and to make matters worse, they just randomly did, they randomly aired, like, they reran the episodes until they eventually canceled it in 2006, like, altogether. Like, they just ripped it off the air.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. It's a sad thing to see the show go, but yeah. And we will include one clip of some great channel making some kind of live action Megas, but I think we could probably put that at the end or somewhere in this video if y'all want.
Yes! Oh, yes! Yes!
Because me
Also,
hasn't seen it, it's delightful.
And one little footnote about Megas, to be fair, there were attempts to revive the series back in 2012, but that was a no-go. In fact, the official reason as listed was that Megas XLR was written off by Cartoon Network, so the studio Titmouse Incorporated, which basically animated it, would have to get the rights to the show. In 2013, George Christic, who's one of the creators of Megas, posted a tweet saying they were having a meeting to discuss bringing back the show. But in an interview a year later, it was quoted saying Megas was written off as a tax loss and cannot be exploited, at least domestically. In any way, the network will have to get in some sort of tax or legal trouble. In fact, because of this, they can't revive Megas.
It's sad to say.
But there was a cameo by Kiva in OKKO Let's Be Heroes.
In the crossover episode.
Which was in 2018.
Yeah. Like I said.
There were also attempts to make a video game of Megas, but that didn't get off the ground either.
Sad to say, because that would have been great to have a Megas video game.
When funny thing is, it was supposed to be based on the series with Valve Software and Cartoon Network. Yeah. But the problem is there were licensing issues that were never sorted out. So, no Megas game either. Sorry.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess now we could talk about, should we talk about the references or stuff we liked or one of our favorite episodes?
Why not the stuff we liked about it? I mean, fuck it.
All right.
Yeah.
Consider the house rocked.
What for us, the three of us could agree was the animation style for it.
Hell yeah.
That was awesome animation. Nobody even bothered arguing me on that one. If you watch it, you can't deny it has great animation.
Especially if Crossy edits in the clips here is in there. For a show that was in the 2000s, that show...
It's better than a lot of the animations for shows today.
Yeah, they're using Flash, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's better animation than Dragon Ball Super's animation. Yeah, I went there.
To be fair, I mean the bad animation was episode 5.
There was a lot of bad animation moments. You cannot deny that.
Well, has it back me up?
I'm not sure I can. I mean, I think the 2000s, like the 90s and 2000s, were great times for animation, depending on which ones you're looking at.
Thank you. Well, look, Dragon Ball
Like,
Super
I'm not
is
entirely
great,
sure I could back you up on that. Super had its moments, but it could have been better.
Yeah.
But let's
And
not
if
go
you
there.
look at certain parts of the show, or like even during the Ultra Instinct thing, they animated way more than that than the other characters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cause I mean, let's just face it. They have to animate the characters that mattered. They don't have to
Yeah, and
animate the
yet they
characters that
somehow
don't
made
matter.
Jiren matter with his backstory. Ugh.
Focus, peeps. We're talking about Megas.
Right.
Right. Sorry.
Dragon- Also, if there's gonna be a Dragon Ball Super review, never.
Fucking scumbags!
We're talking about good shows, not that.
Shots fired.
Cause you know YouTube. Cause.
Anywho, moving on.
Moving on.
I guess.
What
another
other parts?
thing-
What else do we like about the show? Like the show, like Megas,
Well,
like.
even though they had their faults, I guess we could say the characters we liked. We did like the characters in that they had good roles and potentials and everything.
Not gonna lie, and this isn't because of like hormones or anything. Kiva is definitely my number one favorite of the entire series.
You mean your number one?
Followed
waifu.
closely by Coop.
Number one waifu.
Funny.
Number one.
Hold the other leg.
God,
Hold the other leg.
constantly saying it's your waifu.
Yeah, I know. The other favorite I'm also gonna say it's a toss up between Coop and Goat. Because at least Goat is honest, if nothing else.
Yeah, I guess for me, I just really like Coop because he just makes me laugh and he just kind of fits my style. He's just wacky, wild, funny.
And
You
that's
definitely got the wacky and wild part.
and not to mention, he kind of looks like your OC a bit, but
My OC,
Yeah!
hey, here's the thing. My OC was not based off of Coop. No.
That's the hilarious part.
just the hair. I think I noticed.
Yeah.
I think my
And here's the thing. My OC knows how to lose fucking weight, you goddamn fat ass.
Alright, Crossy, your favorites?
I think my favorite about the show is like the whole trio group dynamic that the three main
True.
characters had.
I can't fault that.
No, I can't fault that either. Even though they have like different opposites of personalities between the three of them, they're a great friend. They're a great trio to have. It's like your normal amount of trio, like like you could think of a good trio, like Three Musketeers or some shit like that. Coop, Jamie, and Kiva, they make a good trio.
True. Even with all their, constant back and forth, like bitching at each other.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah,
like
they all
us.
have their-
Pretty much.
They all have their moments, and they're all not perfect, but they all support each other in their own way. If you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
they just
Exactly. The sad thing is, though, even with that, I still have to say, Jamie, in my honest opinion, still contributes next to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe
Yeah.
none other than his snark.
Those
Like,
are
other than
the
his sarcasm, he doesn't contribute much. Let's be
Mm.
real.
green skin girls.
Yeah. Point right there. He's probably looking for Namekos like Piccolo.
Ew.
Yay!
Well, no, wait, wait. For green skin girls, it could be like Koi for Lady Z.
Oh!
Moving
They're
on.
gonna kill me for this. Anyway, I guess another thing we could talk about is the music they chose for most of the situations. Mostly the fighting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly rock and metal, like that's what they use throughout the entire, like all the fight scenes. I looked that up
Huh?
beforehand.
Honestly, I have to admit, for a cartoon that goes for its time, they choose the right type of rock and metal they use for it, especially with its intro.
Mm-hmm. I tried to look up the music, like the exact name of the music they've used for a lot of their fight scenes, but I couldn't find much of it.
It's probably just random music and stuff they use, but
Or they probably just did had someone do random guitar riffs and they just threw that in there.
Yeah. Plus, there's a soundtrack.
Possibly.
I looked it up. There's a soundtrack.
Oh,
there you
okay
go.
then.
I mean, so
Well, probably
I might put that in the.
Oh,
Yeah, put that
side
in the
note,
description.
peeps. Side note. Apparently, one of the show's creators, George Christic, as I mentioned earlier, he used to be one of the co-creators of MTV's Downtown.
That explains a lot of the MTV or parody of versions of MTV things in the series. You would see.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we might as well talk about the references since it's been brought up.
Well, before we do, I think we should talk about our favorite episodes or what parts of the series we like. Who do you two want to go? Which one of you two want to go first?
Grossi, go ahead. Like, we already know what your favorite episode is, but let's have the fans find out.
If she wants to, she could throw. Oh, before she explains, if she wants to, she could throw in clips of the episode while we're explaining it.
Yeah. I mean, why did I put that clip on my channel where the planet like where he tries to put out the fire and then the
if you guys were here for when we were watching this, she was losing her head from that. She was laughing. I could imagine tears from her eyes right now.
And I have the name of that episode in front of me. It's called Coup d'etat.
Yeah,
that's the one. Coup d'etat, that was a funny episode. I can agree with Crossy. That was a good episode. And
it was. Just, God damn it, Coop.
I mean,
she just has to be so unlucky in most situations.
Yeah.
Funny enough, there were some very good voice actors that were used for that episode. And most notably, and I might as well, again, this is going to lead to the references part when we discuss it. Optimus Prime's voice, I heard, was used throughout that episode.
Not to mention Starscream's voice actor.
I forget which one, but there were several, obviously, over the generations. But there were use of Optimus Prime's voice, Starscream.
But we'll get more into that later. Anyway, Hazard, your favorite episode or something you liked?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's literally a toss-up between. Let me be honest. It's a toss-up between the Clockwork Magus episode and the Universal Remote episode.
Okay, so tell us why. Okay, so just for the fans and I, how about you tell us one of your favorite parts from those episodes? Okay.
In the case of...
Start with Clockwork Magus.
In the case of, I guess, Clockwork Magus, I mean, obviously it's a reference to the Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
But, the title alone, but basically it's because of the fact that they're on a planet of robots, and apparently they're being enslaved. And it's like, I don't know, it made me think about that for a second.
It's the fucking ending, though! It's perfect.
The other one is a Universal Remote because apparently Coop builds a Universal Remote. And apparently a robotic villain hears about it and he wants to steal it so he can take over the galaxy.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, about that Universal Remote. He only was built that remote to control anything he wanted on his TV. The robot didn't catch that part. He just thought he could control the universe.
Yeah, that's a bit of a spoiler there, but Either way, though, it gets pretty ridiculous. I guess this one's a close second, and this one's a close second compared to the other two. And this is just my honest opinion. Space Booty?
Oh my god.
Actually, not that episode. Fuck, I'm trying to remember which one was it. Mainly because of just how it just made me so done with Jamie's shit by then.
The Sailor Moon
I have to look up the exact episode.
The Sailor Moon episode.
Here it is. Ultra Chicks. Basically, it's a giant Sailor Moon reference. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
If you're in the chat, be prepared to scream at rage or something.
Or in the comics section.
Comments, yeah. Who knows? It could be a premiere, or this could be a.
I'm not even joking about this one. The reason I find this both really, like, this is a second close favorite is because it's both funny and sad just how far Jamie has gone to try and get some booty.
Gotta get booty! Hey, I guess it's my turn. For me, it was also a toss-up. I can't remember that one episode, but it was when Coop got a video game turns out that video game he got was a fucking alien prison.
I'm trying to remember which one that was. I have to look it up real quick, but I think it was the one called Breakout. I'm looking at the episode list at the moment, but I think it was called Breakout.
It was season 1, but yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was Breakout. Okay.
Yeah, it was just funny, and the ending made it more funny. What happened to Gurkek? I won't say that one though. But I
Nope.
guess this one.
It's better you
is-
see for yourselves. We ain't spoiling shit at this point.
Though I guess this one will be a little spoiler, but not too much. But for me, the other one I liked was Rear View Mirror Mirror Part 2.
Which was
And-
basically the final episode of the series that was canceled, basically.
And it's where Coop fought an alternate dimension of himself, where it was an evil version of Coop.
You've been running around making messes for too long, and now I'm going to choke the life from you. I can't wait to watch you die.
Well, it's apparently much more dangerous
Basically, like
because a lot of shit happened. Apparently, Coop. Let's just say Coop actually achieved his initial objective, but then he went bad.
basically like a Goku Black mixed with a Majin Vegeta mixed with a Zamasu.
Dangerous combination.
Very.
But yeah, I just like the big epic battle where they fight, and what's best about it is how they played the intro theme song to it, which made it more awesome.
Yes, and before I forget, there are some references to DDR and again, we'll talk about that more in the references section of this video.
I guess now, since I talked about my favorites, let's talk about the references, shall we?
Sure.
Oh boy, where do we begin? Where do we fucking begin?
I got
Because-
one. I got a beginning.
Well, before you do, I just want to say this, people. Don't be surprised if this might be a two-parter or three, because there's a lot to talk about in this series shows. And gonna blow your fucking mind.
Yeah,
Anyway,
basically, where to start? There's a Gundam reference right off the bat. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, being Megas itself, basically, it looks like a Gundam if you think about it and you take a good closer look at it. But if you think about it, a lot of the mechs in the show being giant robots and stuff is good mech and stuff, which is fine and that's simple. There are references that are dead giveaways and not so subtle at all. And I feel like a good one is that one episode after the eating contest. A bunch of Power Rangers mixed with Voltron, mixed with Sentai people.
I looked up the direct reference for that, by the way. That's actually a major reference mostly to the series Gotcha Man.
Well, whichever it is, we consider it what we consider it. And oh boy, that's just they just basically look like Power Rangers or Voltron members if you take a look at them. And as Hazard was explaining about the Sailor Moon thing, go ahead and talk about it, Hazard.
Okay, flat out, there was an episode like the same one I mentioned before called what was it called again? The episode that I mentioned, which was in season 2, which at that point I was just completely done with Jamie's shit by then. Was basically, what was it? It was the Ultra Chicks episode, which was this was literally the first episode of season 2. And basically, they're just a ginormous reference to Sailor Moon. I'm not even gonna lie to you, peeps. It really is.
Foxy, if you don't mind, for this, would you be willing to edit in the transformation sequence video for this one? Because I feel like they'll definitely need to see this with their own eyes, because
No amount of explanation will basically prepare you.
yeah, it's better if you just see it, because yeah. What's another good reference? I guess Coup d'etat is a good one because they all look like Transformers, and
it pretty much was Transformers. Let's be real here. It pretty much was Transformers.
Yeah. And lastly, another good set of references was the Thanksgiving Throwdown one. That made me lose my mind.
You broke.
You just could not
completely
handle
broke.
it.
I was done with Jamie shit by the beginning of season 2, but
I was done at the Thanksgiving Throwdown because there were parade floats, right? Crossing my head, is this in or not? It's up there. But there were parade floats that referenced so much shit that made me done. There was the freaking Mario Brothers parody balloons and Argy the Armadillo or something which is a Sonic the Hedgehog reference.
AKA the 2016, 2019, or 2020.
What made me
Hedgehog
pretty
movie.
much done with Coop's shit was actually the Ice Megas episode. Ugh.
It's basically a reference to Ice Ice Baby, if you wanted to see that far.
Yeah, and it involves there's just a lot of ice puns. At that point, I was just completely done with Coop's shit.
Mm-hmm.
What killed the
Jamie,
dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Wow.
God damn it! I hate you.
Anything you want to say, Crossy?
Let me think.
We already know your favorite episode, Crossy.
Well, is there anything? Well, that. But is there anything you want to talk about the reference-wise or something?
Jeez, I don't know. Like, there were so many.
Well,
Like, there's so many references to go by.
if anything, it's like if this basically all those references is the best way to describe crossover fanatics channel here.
Bitch, you take that back.
No.
Tell me I'm wrong, though. Tell me I'm wrong. Ow, 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 ow. Stop slapping me, woman.
Eh.
Why don't you go slap your boyfriend or something?
I don't have one.
What?
Lol. I don't have one.
Yeah.
Lol.
Yeah, his name is Hazard.
Go fuck yourself.
No.
Anyway, yeah, there was so many references, and the thing is, it was not subtle at all.
No.
It just-
Subtle and Megas never go together. Just leave it at that.
Anyway, I guess we can reach to the big question. One of the two big questions I could ask. But I guess for the final question, the final question is, Crossy and our female viewers can join in on this one. But do chicks dig giant robots?
Yee.
Crossy, what do you have to say? Do you dig giant robots?
Yee.
Good. You heard it here, folks.
I also want one with a scythe.
Oh god! Definitely keep you away from Gundam Death Scythe then.
No Gundams for you.
But I want the Gundams.
Crossy plus Gundam equals bad time.
Crossy with any giant robot is a bad time. Just put her in Big Zam, it's a bad time.
I got one worse actually. Give her the fucking burning Gundam. We're fucked.
No, give her Gundam Epion.
No!
Yeah, now
Fuck
you know.
you.
Yeah, Gundam Epion's mine. I want that robot. Hey,
Wing Zero's mine, bitch.
Fuck you. Anyway, anyway, enough about the Gundams. But yeah, Crossy would fuck a robot. Anyway.
Hey! you bastard.
Someone's getting sassy.
He's always a sassy one when he hangs out with
Anything
us.
else we can talk about?
I don't know. Is there anything you guys want to fill in before I ask the final question?
Shit, I'm trying to remember. Wait a second. Actually, I have to point this out. Basically how I do have to point this out. I know it's a cartoon and all, but still, I have to point this out.
Go ahead.
Basically, why is Coop fucks up more shit than he ends up fixing? I swear.
I think it's because most cartoons nowadays, it has to have that weird humor where we have to have a dumb protagonist.
I'm not sure who's the... You know what? I have to state this now. Who's the dumber, protagonist when it comes to cartoons? Johnny Bravo or Coop?
You got Coop or Goku?
That's a good one.
Well, here's the thing for you guys. Imagine an eating... Here's a imagination for y'all in the chat, or comments, or whatever. Imagine an eating contest between Coop or Goku. There you go.
Oh! No! Never again!
Anywho, Crossy, is there anything you want to say?
I felt sick just watching that eating contest.
Crossy, if you want to edit in that eating contest, be our guest, but it's up to you.
Oh my god. Oh no! Oh no!
And
Oh,
if he does edit it in, we apologize in advance.
yes, we apologize for ruining your favorite snack. Just go down to.
I'm not giving a joke. I felt very few things will ever make me queasy, but oh my god, seeing Coop eat in an eating contest, and then when he won, he says, "I'm still hungry." I'm like, ugh.
Just,
He's
No.
a big man.
Just no.
just go down to your nearest Olive
That's
Garden
all I
and
have
get
to
your
say.
breadsticks. Go to your
You
nearest
probably
Olive.
eat the fucking Olive Garden breadsticks.
Oh
Okay.
no!
Actually, I can name that my worst moment when it came to Megas.
Mm.
Yeah. Unless you guys
That's
want to name
Megas.
some worst moments in
Right
Vegas,
there.
or should
What would
we
be
all
your
agree
worst
it's-
moment?
Should we? Do we all agree it's the food eating, or is there other worst moments we had?
Food eating contest.
I think the three of us can agree it's a food eating contest.
Food eating contest.
I don't care how much dumb shit Coop does. That eating contest is still the grossest thing I ever witnessed.
Yeah.
Makes me hungry for. Now I'm hungry for hot dogs.
God
Bitch!
damn it.
No!
Justin.
Bitch!
Actually, no. The moment that comes close when Coop basically had deep fried Philly cheesesteaks,
Oh my.
and he had to get the oil replaced in Megas.
In Space Booty. In Space Booty.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you know how the fuel says, okay, you can stop. Please stop!
He basically literally uses the Philly cheesesteaks like a sponge. Leave it at that.
It's funny, and it's still funny how even the pirates say no man can eat like that. He's a big man.
But yeah, we're not gonna get too far into that. Anyhow, peeps, honestly, check it out. See for yourself what you think.
Yay!
So for the final question for us, for those who have seen it and who hasn't seen it, and I guess for us three mostly who we watched it for you guys, does this show still hold up today? Hazard, what do you say?
I think honestly, I think like a lot of shows around that time, it deserves like at least one more season to give it some closure, because we were essentially left in a cliffhanger. That's all I'm gonna say, if you will. In a way, we were left in a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm. And Crossy, what do you say? Do you think this show still holds up today for you?
I mean,
With the humor and everything?
I mean, when I first saw it with you guys, I'm gonna have to say, yeah, like it does hold up to this day, and like, sure, there might not be some fans that are fighting to like revive the show or anything like how I was with Cartoon Network back in the times when I didn't know you guys then, and oh boy. Don't watch my cringy shit. It's bad.
Just like I cannot say it's on my artwork back then. Ew.
Mm-hmm.
Is it WAPA?
Not anymore.
Like I said, it could be worse though, to be fair. Like, what sucks again, Cartoon Network essentially cut down the show before its time, because, well known fact, peeps, Cartoon Network has intentionally shifted the show to 3:30 a.m. on Friday nights, when pretty much nobody was guaranteed to be awake.
3:30 on Friday nights? Don't you mean the afternoon dead slot time thingy?
The graveyard slot.
Anyway, and as for me, does this show still hold? Absolutely. After having seen the show for a very long time, it still made me laugh. It still made me question things. I still love it. I wish
it made me
could come
question my
back.
sanity, what's left of it.
And not to mention,
you had sanity to begin with?
More sanity than the manhole when he's getting tortured by Chi-Chi Black.
oh,
I love her. I let her torture me any day.
and not oh, fucking goddamn it. Anyways, I mean, not to mention, we did finish the show. Like, we did finish it in one sitting. Sure, we sort of slept.
Well, to be fair, it's hard to finish a good series in one day. No, we could have done this sooner if we had enough energy, but we're only human people. That's why it took us longer to get a first episode out. And
it took us like a good 3 sit-ins to watch everything through. It's 26 episodes, each of them 26 minutes long.
And it was only 2 seasons, so it's not that bad. It's not that difficult to get through.
Well, unlike Johnny
Anyway.
Bravo, that shit is fucking 4 seasons.
I don't know if we could do 4 seasons, but maybe. Just depending on how the shows go. And speaking
I know.
of Johnny Bravo,
And one of the shows we did mention we were thinking about reviewing was SWAT Cats. That's roughly 25 episodes.
Yep.
but we'll think about it. But speaking of talking about shows, if there's any show you guys think we should talk about or want us to review, please let us know in the comments below, and we'll check it out and go through the list of it.
Yeah, we're basically writing a list, but anything else can help. We're mostly focused on cartoons, but we can branch out if we need to.
We could talk about like live action shows that was old to us, like Drake and Josh, for example, or something like that. Or possibly old cool animes that good to us or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I mean, I know there's a couple of YouTube videos that have done this already, like reviews about, say, Outlaw Star, but there's not enough of them to go around. Like, they're not really, like, spreading the information around.
I mean, no offense to you reviewers out there if you watch this. No offense to you guys. You guys are awesome. We love your content, but we're just saying.
We love the fact that you're actually bringing these, like, making people aware of these shows, but I mean,
doing a shit job at it.
It's just, huh?
I just said they're doing a shit job at it.
Not really. It's more like basically, you know, they're eventually just lost in the flood.
Yeah,
That's the other issue. I mean, sometimes they're overlooked.
Yeah, but that's why I haven't had to look more research about this. But anyway, I guess that's all we talk about. So should we tell them what's the next show we're gonna review, or should we leave that for the next episode?
We can leave for something up for debate. Like, we've been debating a toss-up between, like I said, SWAT Cats, Johnny Bravo, maybe Johnny Quest.
Lunatics Unleashed.
We haven't thought about it fully yet.
But anyway, so we do have one show particularly in mind, but we're gonna let Crossy upload for sort of like how for the next time on Retro Warriors, and then Crossy just takes that voice clip and then just edits in what's next for next time on Retro Warriors or what we review. But yeah, I feel like the show still holds, and maybe someday, if there was a way, if the show did come back for us, and if it does get synced, and not get rebooted like the bad cartoons.
Ew, reboot is essentially a stigma now. Thanks a lot, Devil May Cry.
Hey,
I'm talking about the DMC reboot, obviously.
Okay. But yeah, we appreciate. I hope you all enjoyed the first episode of Retro Warriors. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell us more if you want to see more, because we'll happily do this more often, because we're having fun doing this.
Links will also be in the description, and if I finish this video in time, like, it'll also be on Bardock's channel for the fans of Bardock and the Elite Fighters out there, or fans of, like, you know, all that good shit.
And like I said, it'll probably take some time for it to upload, but that's fine. And we said this many times, it could be in a 2-parter episode, so don't be surprised if it splits up in parts, or if it gets all in one setting, depending on the editing. So, whichever works. But hey, whichever works, so don't be too sad if it takes a while, because we have to do serious work if we're going to do this stuff for you guys.
Yeah, we're the ones putting in the time for the research and everything. Not to mention looking at the VAs for each of these series.
That's why we looked up some information about the Coop VA, the Kiva VA, but we're not going to bother looking up the information on Jamie's VA. Oh no.
Oh, there's a lot.
No, like, the name speaks for itself.
Steven motherfucking Bloom? Yeah, you don't need information on it.
Just literally just type in his name, or I don't know.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, I guess this will be the end of the episode. This has been, so let's just say this is who we are. And
As of Chaos.
Crosshair Fanatic.
And I'm Justin of Bardock Elite Fighters, and you watched a good episode of Retro Warriors. We'll see you next time.
Take
Retro
care,
Warriors is
everyone.
signing out.
Peace, peeps.
Laters.
Coop, there's a space. Nice job, man.